Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Bane figure, which is one I'm very happy to have. Anything that's like classic Batman related stuff, I'm all about it, and this one is actually pretty well executed. It does a lot of things really well, and a few things not so great, but mostly it's good stuff, so let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about, we'll call it 22.5 centimeters to the top of his head, not counting the tuber that goes up there. And that's going to make him pretty close to, we'll just say 9 inches. That's pretty accurate. And we're going to do a quick comparison against like your standard average size Batman figure. He's got some serious size. Is it too much size? I don't know. For the classic Bane, is he that big? I don't know. I don't really care. He's supposed to be big, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and do a quick question of the day. This isn't really related to comic book characters. This is just a thing for my channel that I'm curious to know. Do you guys watch the entire video, or do you just skip around to see some snippets and decide from that? And do you watch the intro, short as it is? I'm wondering if people are skipping the intro, more or less. And also, what time do you watch the video? Just general user data type stuff. That's what I want to know. I know what YouTube tells me, but I want to know what those who are most active, those who are commenting and listening to me right now, what they do specifically. So let me know in the comment section below, please. But before we get into the rest of the review, we have to talk about the sponsor of today's video, which is Into the AM. Now, the reason I'm talking about them today is not only do they have new designs, which I've already showed you in a different video, but I'll show you again. We have this very nice Japan-inspired one with the sakura tree, sakura blossoms, whatever. It's a cherry blossom, and you know, the building and the mountains and stuff. So we have that. We have things like this, which are a little bit more metered, I guess you could say, for those who don't want all the neon colors that I tend to like to wear. They do have the new snapback hats, but that's not it. They have a sale going on right now, and all the information for the sale is going to be in the description below. Go ahead and use my link, and that'll take you there, and you can get this stuff. Now, the key here is I recommend these guys all the time. I think their graphic tees are the best, even at full price. They're totally worth it. When there's a sale, you can't go wrong. You're gonna pay this much for crappy clothes at like Kohl's or any other place. I don't know, wherever you guys shop, for like graphic tees. These are way better. These are by far, if they weren't paying me at all, I'd still be telling you this. These are the best graphic tees I've ever owned. They fit better than anything. The print work is better than anything I've seen. They are fantastic, without a doubt, worth the money at full price. They're on sale, so go check them out. They have their stuff on sale right now. If you don't want to just use the sale, they do have bundling options, and they do have the subscription service. You can do those things. It's all on their website. I've talked about it a million times. They also have other things. Like I said, they have the hat. They have all kinds of different stuff, but really it's the graphic tees, and that's what I would encourage you guys to get, because they are that good. I just think they're awesome, and that's why I keep doing the sponsorships. You guys seem to like them. I like them. Everybody wins. So there's a sale going on. Check out the information and the link in the description below, and let me know if you get anything. Okay, so let's talk about the aesthetics on this guy. Mostly really good. His skin tone is matte finish, more or less. It's not quite a satin, so, well, maybe it's satin, I don't know. It's very good though, either way. I like that they did that. It's not glossy at all. It's a little strange because the sculpt is like not really human muscles. There's lots of little divots and lumps and things, which isn't just veins and muscles. It's a little bit on the weird side, but it's not too bad. But the reason it stands out is they did apply a wash to all the skin in his arms and torso, not his fingers, by the way, so they stand out as being a little bit different, but the wash did pool in those low spots, so he is very, I guess, like dimpled. He's kind of dimpled, so it's a little bit strange, but if you're not up close, it doesn't look bad. It just kind of looks like some shading, so I'm personally okay with it. I like it. They didn't paint the veins at all, even though there are veins on him. They didn't make any green veins in there, so it's a lot more traditional looking Bane in that sense. The tubers are painted neon green. They are not translucent. I think that's fine. I'm personally not a fan of the big not neon green tuber up here. I may replace that with something just because I don't like the giant silver thing sticking up off the top of his head and being so obvious. Like, it just looks weird to me. How do you guys feel about that? I'm not a fan of the three. Like, this is fine. This is the card it comes with, by the way, which looks nothing like the figure. I just want to point that out. This isn't even close to the same version of Bane. Let me know how you guys feel about his tubers, his head tubers. I'm generally a fan of the back being connected to this thing, not just it being a standalone piece, and I'm not a fan of this. But those are small details that I don't really, I mean, who cares? I don't care. I just would prefer it the other way. So I'm not sure, like, is there a version of him where he is consistently wearing the web gear up here? I don't remember that. I remember the different types of, like, singlets, or whatever you want to call them, the tank tops. Ones with the abs showing, ones without, that kind of thing. I don't remember him ever having this regularly, so is this just a McFarlane doing, like, a general Bane type release? But either way, it looks good. It's well sculpted, it's well painted. I don't like that they have the straps coming up like that. Generally speaking, those would be going the other way. Those would be hanging down so that you could, like, pull on them to tighten them. Having them up is a little bit weird, and they wouldn't sit like that, so that's just strange overall. But it's well enough detailed. I like that. The belt looks okay. The texture in the pants, not bad. We do have black throughout, though this one's matte, and down here we have sort of a little bit of a shine to them, so it's not a big deal, though. The knees, it's a little weird because they just look like giant patches of the material rather than sculpted knees. But they're not actually sculpted like patches, so that's definitely strange. It's not like something that's going to stand out, but it's really weird. I've never seen that. The boots are really, really well sculpted, and they did paint the laces, so I like that. That's good. The gloves have some problems because they left them solid black rather than the skin tone coming through at the knuckles and at the top of the hand, top of the palm, whatever you want to call that. So that would have gone a long way to bring this guy to life, to actually paint those spots in. So that's a bit of a bummer too. But overall it looks good. I wish the mask was white rather than gray. And I wish the eyes were brighter red than dull red. But overall it's a solid looking figure with really nice proportioning for being Bane. I like the size. I like the overall everything about it. It's just those little things stand out as kind of problematic. But it's not bad in any way. I'm going to give this a 9 for the aesthetic. It looks pretty damn good for the price point. Now for accessories, well, we get the collector card, which looks nothing like the figure. It's like they just said, let's, you know what, Bane is a character. Let's use an image of him rather than an image of the figure, or at least of the source material for the figure, or anything relating to the figure other than that it is the same character. Like, that would be like taking a Jim Lee Wolverine and including a picture of, like, I don't know, classic brown suit Wolverine? Or, I don't know, just any other Wolverine, Weapon X, any of them. Doesn't matter, it's weird. Okay, and then we get the stand, which is useless. Okay, so 0 out of 10 for accessories. For articulation, this guy's not packed full, but he does have some. Oh yeah, mine's not painted well at the neck. I didn't mention that. I should have. I don't know if yours is going to be like that or not. So his, like, cowl neck part, it's sculpted onto the body. It's not painted at the very lip on this side, and on this side they missed a whole bunch. So that kind of blows. It's not a great thing to have missing paint like that, but it's not the biggest deal. The articulation's a little bit limited, but it's not bad. You've got the double ball peg, so you can pose it well enough. I wish they would have given him just a little bit more neck. Just a little more play for his head on that body, but it's okay. It's alright. For the shoulder, better than horizontal, so that's pretty good. Full rotation. Little bit loose, but not too bad. No play and no caps in there. I like that they're moving in that direction because they really shouldn't have those caps everywhere. This is a much better idea. I like it. No bicep swivel. That does bum me out. We do have a single jointed elbow, which is not quite 90 degrees. You do get rotation out of that, though, so no bicep swivel, but you get that. So it's not terrible, but it is limited. The wrists have a swivel and a hinge. That's it. Nothing in the torso. Would have been great to see a diaphragm joint here, but you don't have it. You just get a ball peg down here, which is mostly just going to swivel. It doesn't do, like, a whole lot. It kind of just flops around in there other than the swivel. So that's a little bit of a bummer also. He's more limited than he should be, I think. Clayface had better articulation than this guy. So that's irksome. For the hips, they go out to the side nicely. They're not loose either, so that's good. So basically full-on splits. Going forward, the diaper has to stretch, so it's pretty limited. You can definitely get it to go, but you can just get it up to horizontal. So it could be a little better. They do go back a little bit. You do get your thigh swivel. And you guys probably thought I was going to forget about the cakes. I'm not. His cakes are decent. They're not anywhere near as good as this Batman, who has probably all-time proper cakes. This guy gets a 7, though. They're respectable. The pockets are making them look a little more than they are, but they're okay. But, yeah, so the legs are okay. Thigh swivel's fine. Double jointed knee. or I should say hips are okay. Double jointed knee is good. You see the proportioning is nice, very, very nice. This part right here lines up with this part, that's good. And then we have the ankle articulation, which is not the ball joint that we normally see. It's more of a traditional, like Marvel Legends style joint, and it works much nicer because it's not heavily ratcheted. I love that. I wish they would just implement that everywhere. The hinge, the swivel hinge, is very offset though, so it's a very steep ankle rocker, so that's not good. And the toe hinge is acceptable. So yeah, it's definitely got a few shortcomings in articulation, but it's not bad by any means, and it's probably good enough, and it's definitely the best looking Bane overall that I've seen. I know a lot of people like some of the other Bane figures that have come out, but I think this one is by far the best overall looking Bane figure. Definitely has shortcomings. I'll give the articulation a 6. It's not great, but it's good enough for the character, and I think for the final verdict, I'm gonna knock it all the way up to an 8. It's a really strong release. I wish it had slightly more articulation, you know, a little bit more follow through on execution for the paint job, like the pooled spots where he looks all divvity and stuff, but there's no venom running through his veins. That kind of thing bugs me a little bit, but it's a really, really strong release. If you want a decent Bane figure for a reasonable price, this is the way to go. It's super solid. I'm very, very pleased with it. That's probably my best, or my favorite of the big figures from McFarlane for any of the DC stuff. It beats Killer Croc and Man-Bat by a mile. Same thing with Clayface. So yeah, easy 8, could easily go 9, and I'm very pleased with it. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to. I have new videos almost every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.